has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820. Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Hello, Jobfather Nation. Just excited to be here this wonderful Friday. A reminder, NTX Radio is a podcast and radio collective, proudly serving all of North Texas, and can be heard globally on the TuneIn Radio and on the NTX Radio app. All you need to do is go on to either Android, Apple CarPlay, or just ask Alexa, I'm in a different place today, I can say it, to play NTX Radio. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. We are so honored and thankful for our partners to help us amplify our voices in North Texas. Well, before we get started, let's go ahead and bow our heads for a quick word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you again for the privilege to be here and to serve the job seeker and job transitioning community. Lord, I just ask that you would open up amazing doors of opportunity, allow each and every individual to grow closer to you and to build invaluable fruit at this time as they are being stretched. We thank you, Lord, for all people that volunteer their time and resources to help support during this very important transition in people's lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hi, Foster. How are
Hey,
you? I'm hearing some background.
I am good. I don't know. It's not coming from my background.
Yeah.
So, y'all, I'm so excited because we've got Lexie and Kim with us today. We're going to be talking about
Yes.
how we all know each other and everything.
Hello.
And Lexie and I want everybody to know, hey, just because you're not in Dallas Fort Worth does not mean you can't get value out of
Exactly.
this network. We're going to talk about it a little
Absolutely.
bit. So, Dana, do you have any jobs that you want to share with the network so they can go to beaconoralspecialist.com?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Foster. So we do have a staff accountant full time, extremely entry level job, 1 to 2 years of experience, because the tasks are very, 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 very entry level. In addition to that, we have two new billing specialists, RCM, revenue cycle management roles. We have been growing and promoting the team, which has caused additional openings. We've got phenomenal leadership, and we are looking for individuals in the healthcare or dental space that have revenue cycle management or billing experience because it's very different than any other industry, and we are not able to train from scratch. All of that being said, don't forget to check out Beacon Oral Specialists, that's oral with an S.com. And I was with Caris Life Sciences for 10 years, and they are frequently hiring in the laboratory operations in Phoenix, customer support, billing in the healthcare space, and they often are growing and advertising different marketing and business development jobs. So take a look at Caris Life Sciences, CARIS, lifesciences.com. And I know many members of the team, so you're welcome to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to do an introduction should any of
Yeah.
those positions interest you and you apply.
Yeah. That is very cool, Dana. I'm glad that you still look after Karis like that.
Of
That is
course.
that guys, Dana and I and Maz were always talking about relationships. Well, what
Yes.
do these relationships consist of? Well, think about it. I'm not going to even explain it to you guys. That is an example of a good relationship there, how we can help each other. And Lexi and I are all about all over the United States, guys. The Career Research Network is in about 20 states, and we share good information. Somebody told me this morning, I think it was Melanie Kurt, told me this morning, it's like a daisy chain.
Oh,
Where everybody knows somebody, and somebody tells somebody something here and there. And
yeah.
Lex is going to tell us all about the garden club this morning, the Job Seeker Garden Club. It's so cool. But I'm going to start you guys out. Kim and Lexi, I want to try to make you guys laugh. I'm going to tell you a dad joke. So,
Oh boy,
We're
here
in.
we go. Oh yeah, and Foster, don't forget we have Mez in the background, and we are so honored to have her as a
yes,
part of the
we are.
team. She holds us together
Yep.
and disciplines us when we're bad. No,
And she does. And we need that. Because Dana and I, we're
yeah, she
kind of
gives
wild. We're
spankings
recruiters, you know.
sometimes.
Yeah, we need spanking.
Yeah,
So, and I want to tell all
I
the
love
mothers out
Foster so
there,
much.
happy Mother's Day ahead of time. And you know
Oh
what?
yes,
I put my grandmother on speed dial on my phone. Uh,
yay!
and I call it Instagram. I slipped one past y'all, didn't I?
So that means
So
we get another one, right? We're in for
Instagram
2 for Mother's Day.
Sharon,
crud.
Sharon at Thomas Edwards Group is with us, guys. Jim Williams, oh my goodness, Neil Anson. It goes on and on and on. Hey, Rex. And Tiffany says, our host, Tiffany says, Happy Mother's Day. I love it. Guys,
Oh,
we
we
are a
love
community
Tiffany. Yeah.
radio channel. There's Gerard Roble out in Florida. We love it. So, guys, our Jobfather Network is all actually, like Dana said earlier, it is global. So, I didn't get a text this morning from the folks that are in Germany. Want to say Monia Ciccone. I don't know how to say your last name even to this day. Down the Ciccone, out in Italy. Hello, y'all. If you guys are listening out there, we're gonna continue. We
Hi.
always have a contingent of people out in India that are listening. And if you guys are, if it's daylight or if you guys are up, it could be late at night. A lot of
Could be,
folks are
could
still
be.
listening to the show and trying to pick up job seeker tips. So we thank all of you guys that participate. So
Yes.
with all of that said, I want to talk to Lexie. I love Lexie's last name. It is Dendrinelis. So now don't ask me how to spell it. I actually do know how to spell it, but I'm gonna let you guys figure that out. Lexie can tell us. And Lexie
Yeah,
is on
you
the
should have
board
it
and
by
she
now.
gets
We've
involved.
talked a lot.
Yeah, we have. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? And Lexie's on the board of the Job Seeker Garden Club. So tell us a little bit about what's going on there up there. It is in St. Louis, and
Correct.
so is Lexie. And and Lexie, tell us
Yes.
a little bit about the Garden Club, and then tell us some of the observations that you think is good for job seekers to know that you've picked up
Yeah.
by being involved in the network.
Sure. Thank
So
you.
exciting.
So Job Seekers Garden Club started in March of 2020. A gentleman named Bob Kolf, who was is a retired structural engineer, and he had
Oh,
retired shortly prior to the pandemic. And in the St. Louis market, he watched roughly 200,000 individuals lose their jobs over the
yeah.
course of the beginning
Oh,
of the pandemic. And he said, I have to do
it was
something.
awful.
And so out of his big, huge, and you guys will love this, Texas size heart,
That's right. That's a big one.
he started
That's a
Oh, I
saying,
big one.
love it.
yeah, he started saying, I know people here, I know recruiters there, and he literally organically started matching people together. As the pandemic continued on and we realized this isn't something that's just like a 2 or 3 month type of thing, he realized there's a bigger
Wow.
mission. So he filed it for a 501c3 and started recruiting individuals to be on the board. So fast forward, I met him. Goes to the power of networking. At the time, I
Yeah.
had my own business. I was networking, happened to meet this guy at a networking meeting, and he said, would you be a speaker at one of our events? So in the time from the pandemic starting to 6 months or so later, where he's holding regular networking meetings and he's looking to pull people together. There's literally a picture of everybody with masks on and hands out so that everybody was 6 feet apart. They met in a park outside to be able to start to help individuals. That's the genesis of Job Seekers Garden Club. So a year in is when I met him and subsequently served as a speaker at a couple of the events, joined the board as the vice president this year in 2025. So we're 5 years old now. We're pretty excited about that. I'm
Oh
leading the
yeah.
charge as president
Yeah.
of the board. So our mission
Yep.
is where the garden club part comes, is that we are nurturing job seekers as they are going through the career change, disruption. For
Yep.
some, sometimes it's a chosen thing. Somebody says, I've been doing this for 10 years. I
Yeah.
want to do something else. So it's purely by choice.
Yeah.
Other times it's not. Our
Yeah.
goal and our mission is 100% to nurture that process until somebody finds their purpose and their new work and fulfillment.
I love it. I love it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I love it
we have
too.
so much
You know,
activity here in Dallas Fort Worth. A lot of times, I don't want everybody to think, oh, it's only good stuff's only going on in Dallas Fort Worth. No, Our network is in oh my good 20 states at least. And
At least.
and Dana and I are always telling people our number one word is relationships. And Lexie and I have talked, and I want Lexie to tell us how I even met Lexie. How did that happen?
So, power of networking. my friend Kim, who's our
Right
featured
there.
job seeker today. So Kim was looking, and she was networking, and someone in her network suggested, even though she's not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they suggested that she join because it's virtual. Kim then came to an event that we were hosting here in St. Louis. She was physically here and said, "Hey, Lex, you need to connect to Foster Williams because what he's doing in the DFW area is very much the same as what you all are doing in the St. Louis area, and there's synergy." And so the power of connection, Foster and I, like I've said, we've had quite a few hours of conversation. There's a lot
that's
of
going to continue.
And we're partnering.
It is so exciting to see, and this is something I feel like Foster and me by default have been really blessed to see as we've had different groups from different parts of the United States join the show to show that it's all about locking arms, and being in a different state doesn't mean you can't collaborate, network, and get out there and expand what you're doing. So it is so exciting. And every week, Lexie, we're trying to encourage people just to get out there, there and just to start meeting people. With that being said, Lexie, I have a question because I'm really excited about the Garden Club. We had a group from Florida on just last week, the week before last, I believe. And my question for you is, so you talked about nurturing job seekers. Share a little bit about what goes on when you join virtually with the Garden Club.
Sure. So first of all, we have a LinkedIn group. So our LinkedIn group is a little over 6,000 people right now, primarily still in the St. Louis market. That's been our focus. What takes place in that LinkedIn group is we have about 2,000 recruiters. So they're watching as people are posting. We encourage every job seeker, introduce yourself, post your resume, and then those of us that serve on the board or our ambassadors will go in and like and comment. So we're commenting for reach at that point. That's one piece. Then we do in-person networking events. We do a coffee on the first Friday of every month. We do a happy hour on the second Tuesday and a lunch. So again, we're trying to hit the different times and the different venues that make people comfortable. We recognize not everybody may want a happy hour environment. Other people want coffee. Some, if they're working, they can only sneak away at lunch. So we're looking to provide those in-person connections. So we have the virtual and the in-person. We do a career conference once a year. And then we do a fundraiser because we're a nonprofit. We need a little something to be able to operate all year long on. So we do have our fundraiser. That being said, then a lot of it is networking. I can't say enough. That's what our topic is today in the power of networking. But really, that is what it's about. We have, I mentioned the ambassador group. So we have 2 individuals that lead that particular part of what we do. In that, then we have mentors. So if somebody is new, maybe they haven't done networking, they aren't comfortable with it, or they've had a job for 25 years and it's the first time they're actually having to put together a resume and go look for a job. We have mentors within our ambassador group that will sit down and work with that person. At every one of our coffees, we also have a speaker. Sometimes it's how to review your resume. Sometimes it's staying motivated because the job search can be difficult. So that's how we're nurturing along the way.
Right.
I love that you're providing that emotional support because it is. I mean, I have found myself in a layoff for the first time about 2.5 years ago, kind of coming out of COVID. And there was like these weird shifts going on, at least in the market, especially here in Dallas. And it was very emotional. But having, Foster in the group here, as well as there was a group in Florida that we had on, like I mentioned a week or two ago.
Right.
What was it called? It's not Toastmasters.
Transition
Transition
Masters.
Masters. And they were amazing. And I'm in talent acquisition. I still learned new things.
Yeah.
So regardless of your level of career, regardless of what you think you do and don't know, there's always new things to learn. There's always collaborations to be had. And it mentally and emotionally nurtured me through that time. To be with other people, to encourage and be encouraged, made all the difference, because we're not supposed to go it alone. God didn't create us to go it alone.
That's the truth. That's right.
100%, and that's what
I
we
like
are
the
born out of.
dynamics. I love the obviously. Y'all call me the Jobfather, but you know what? I love the dynamics of networking. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, that Lexie and Kim knew each other in high school, right?
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we go way
lifelong
back.
friends.
And see there, and Dana and I have known oh my God, Dana and I have known each other for a long time too. Not like that, not that length of time, but but I think it's neat. And Kim is in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area. Kim, you're actually in New Jersey, are you not?
Yeah, I'm in South Jersey. Yeah.
And then Lexie's around. You're not directly in St. Louis, I don't believe. Are you outside of St. Louis?
Yeah, I'm in a suburb of St. Louis. I'm out west.
Yeah. And see, when we have those relationships, guys, we take care of each other over the years.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't talk about how many years, because Lexie and Kim will probably come up here to Texas and get me. But
technically, it's down.
We don't talk numbers.
Oh, it's down. You're right. You're right, Kim. And I love it. I love Kim's personality because it's perfect for what she does. And we're going to be talking about that on the second part of the show.
Oh,
we're
exciting.
Be talking about why you guys, believe me, you guys want to hire Kim. You want to do that. I want to say hello more. Of course, I always give a shout out to Rex, but Sharon.
We love Rex.
Yeah, Sharon Adams is with us as well. And Sharon, if you guys ever have anything going on up in the St. Louis area, Lexie is the one that you want to. Now you will have to contact me about how to spell Dendrinelis. But I want you guys, I love that last name. I don't know why. It's Greek, y'all, and I don't speak no Greek. Look, I don't look Greek. Look at me. See?
Foster,
ain't nothing Greek about that face.
Foster, how exciting. Yeah. How I love it. And I have something to say to join in with the Greek thing. But first, I just want to say how exciting that we, within the last couple of weeks had individuals from Florida. This week we have individuals from St. Louis and New Jersey. Like this goes to show. I know I already said it once on the show, but Dana, the power of networking. It is so exciting. And I have to say to Greek, I have one of my sisters lives in Athens. And she married through a ministry, at her college. They sent them over to Greece to meet up with some other Christians that live in Greece and do some ministry work. And that's where she met her husband.
You met some boy over there, huh?
Yes, she did. She did. And they run a ministry over in Athens, and I've gone to visit, and it's amazing. Anyway, I had to say I love the OPA thing because I got to experience
Kim's grown up with a lot of the OPA from my family, so yeah.
I love it. It's a blessing.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I wish I could say I was part Greek, but I'm not. So I'll just say I'm step Greek.
I kind of like that. So, and she's probably listening. Kathy Kostenbader, my old boss from Verizon, lives in Tarpon Springs, Florida. And if you're Greek, you probably know about Tarpon Springs. Oh my God, they got some of the best Greek restaurants down there.
As close as you can get in America to being in Greece.
Yeah, it is. Hey, people in Hellas down there. One of my favorite restaurants down there in Tarpon Springs. So I always like to give everybody a shout out. Y'all, we are family. The Jobfather, Jobseeker Network Radio, we're a big family. We're all over the world.
We are.
Dana reminds you guys of that every week. And this is so cool because Kim knew that I needed to meet Lexie.
Yes, I'm so
Lexi and I get to
excited.
talking on the phone, and oh my God. So Lexi and I got a lot more collaboration and stuff to do in the future as we go forward. Guys, remember this. Companies that hire you guys have locations all over the place.
Yeah,
And
they
they might
do.
have locations, companies down here definitely have locations in St. Louis. So you know who y'all be
Mhm.
connecting with in St.
And
Louis.
and there's
Don't have
still a lot of remote work out there,
yeah,
depending, what
Good.
your
Yeah.
your
there
field
still
is.
is, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a I mean, it just makes absolute sense to continue networking. So, I love the idea of the garden club, and I love the fact that
I like that name.
there's active networking going on. Like, hey, let's see who we know. So, my understanding is if you serve on the board of directors, not only are you participating in supporting networking events, but you're also communicating with the individuals that join and helping to network them if you know people, making introductions and whatnot. Okay.
Yes, and a
Ooh,
big key thing that we are doing from a board, kind of a leadership perspective, the gentleman that I mentioned, Bob Kolf,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
myself are compiling in celebration of the 5-year anniversary. We are compiling a book called Discovering Your Purpose in Today's World, and then
Oh
the
okay.
my
tagline is Finding Hope in Navigating Career Disruption. So,
wow.
Dana, to your point of how we nurture and what we really exist for, not only
Right.
does the title describe it, but it's an anthology book. So it's 41 different authors into one book that
Oh my
talk
God.
about
Oh God.
their journey. And we have everything from job switching to we have an author who came from the Ukraine in the last 2 years. So we know
Okay.
what has all happened there. That's
Yeah.
a major life change, not just a career change. So we have authors. It's all a cross section of the community here in St. Louis that has come together to provide this as a motivational, inspirational book that others can lean on. It's our
Yeah.
way of getting that outreach beyond just the networking that we're doing here, but really being able to
Hmm.
put it as something that's global.
Oh my gosh, that's
Hey,
amazing.
Lexi, I have a question. It ain't got nothing to do with job search. So
Okay.
I know you guys are close to y'all not too far from Kansas City and all that stuff. Is it really, really good barbecue there in St. Louis?
Yes. Yes, we
Hey,
do
that's
have good
that's a
barbecue.
serious
Yes,
question.
Kansas City also has good barbecue. Two totally different styles or flavors, but yes, we like our barbecue.
Wow. I really enjoyed the barbecue around Kansas City. I think everybody does. But when I was in St. Louis, I never did venture out and try to find me some barbecue. See if you guys got some beef down there. We're a beef state
Yes.
in Texas. So anyway,
Come on up. We'll make sure that you get some barbecue, some St. Louis style. St.
I
Louis
will.
style
Now
ribs
that I
are
know
very
you guys
popular.
are up there, I will. What I do literally is rent a car, and I love the road. I'll get on the road and drive and see you guys. That way, I get to do things virtually and mainly in person with
Yeah.
me. I'm an in person kind of deal,
Yeah,
guys.
you are.
Job seekers, I want to say, whenever you can get out in person, I think it adds a lot more value. I'm not putting down our
Yeah.
technology. I'm not
No,
No.
putting all that
100% in
down.
person.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Kim is way up there in New Jersey, and she's open to the Philly market. And I told her to connect with Andrew Gelfand. I think it was yesterday,
Yep.
and Kim consistently on Mondays meets with us down here. We have a group called Monday Motivators. It's run by Sonia Lowry, a very, very well-known executive coach. And
Love it.
Sonia, we love you if you're listening. And
Yes.
that's how I met Kim.
Yep.
How amazing.
And
Awesome.
it keeps going. We just keep, we know cool people. We want to introduce cool people to cool
To
people.
other
And
cool people.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it works. That's how it works. Yolanda Chin, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Oh my goodness.
And I
And
love the comment
Nick,
about the barbecue.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, I am the barbecue. I definitely am a barbecue connoisseur, and you
Yeah.
guys can ask me any questions about barbecue across the state of Texas. And if I continue talking to Lexi doesn't fire me, I can find out about more barbecue outside of Texas.
Go to the rendezvous
Yeah.
in Memphis.
The Rendezvous. I've been there.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Memphis is a good place for barbecue, guys. As you go further east, it gets a little bit more pork centric, but I like pork. I'm not one of these people that can't eat pork.
Oh my word.
I can just see
Yeah,
you with
and
like your little napkin over your shirt, digging
Oh yeah,
in.
Uh-huh.
yeah, he goes to town. Trust me,
yeah.
he loves to
Dana
barbecue.
knows. Dana knows
Yeah,
well. We
What
have a
about
I'm.
good
Austin? Austin barbecue, huh?
Austin. Oh my goodness, Austin's overkill.
Oh
So
my! It's already the
I'm
first
hearing music. We're gonna come back and we got Kim Jones. Come on now, you guys can't find Kim
Yeah,
Jones. There's
yeah.
like 900,000 of them on LinkedIn. We're
Woo!
gonna talk to Kim.
Oh my
See you in a
gosh.
minute.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Well, hello, Jobfather Nation. Welcome back to the second half of our show. We're excited about the power of networking and had a phenomenal first half with Lexie. Just a reminder, NTX Radio is a radio and podcast collective proudly serving all of North Texas and can be heard globally on TuneIn Radio and on the NTX Radio app. You can listen on Android, Apple CarPlay, or just ask Alexa to play NTX Radio. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. We thank our valued partners in helping us amplify the voices of North Texas. Well, all of that being said, we are honored to be a part of NTX Radio. We are excited to be here for the second half. So Foster, over to you. I'm not sure if you want to start with a dad joke or
second half dad joke must be done. Okay, Kim and Lexie, you guys got to grade me on this one. So I saw a guy running down the street with a cape, and I asked him. I said, "Are you a superhero?" He said, "No, I didn't pay for my haircut." That's one one of those jokes that make you roll your eyes in your head, y'all. It's funny. It's not funny initially, but then when you get it, it's funny, and you start laughing, and then you want to go tell all your friends and stuff.
Gonna have to digest that one a
Especially
little
your
bit
Yeah,
more.
that's one that's got to cook a little bit more, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is awesome. So, real quick,
Yep.
if Kim allows us to take a little bit of her time, just real quick,
Yes.
y'all, I want to remind you guys that Lexie is in the job search as well. Lexie, tell us what it would be a good job for you to be hired for, real quick, and then we're going to talk to Kim about hers.
Okay, thank you. So I am in a search right now looking at executive director of nonprofits because of what we talked about in the first half of the show. My nonprofit space from a volunteer perspective. Also looking at chief of staff or VP of admin types of roles where I can help to coordinate and guide a company going forward.
Oh, wow. Right.
Awesome.
In her Greek way.
In her Greek way.
Talking with her hands.
Yes, I do a lot of this. If you didn't pick
Cracking
up
the
on
whip.
That's too funny.
And you folks in Tarpon Springs, you might want to talk to Lexie. She's not going to reload, but you want to talk to her because she knows what time it is. That's what we say in Waco. That's where I'm from.
There you go.
Okay, Kim Jones, guys. Oh, you're like, I know what y'all are thinking. I'm thinking right now. It's like, oh my God, Foster, I'm trying to go find this Kim Jones, and there's a million of them on
I
LinkedIn.
know.
And I love it. Kim, what was your maiden name?
Oh, it is Jones.
No. Oh, okay. Who'd you marry?
Yeah.
What's your last name? What's your
My last name I married is Mosley, but
Okay,
only my family and friends know that. I go by Kim Jones because when I got married, I was, I had been Kim Jones all my life, and I don't need to keep up with the Joneses because I am a Jones.
Hey,
So,
you're already there. You don't have,
I love it. That's hilarious.
I
Oh
have
my
to
God.
tell you something funny though. So I was looking at my LinkedIn, and they say customize your LinkedIn. That's one of the things they teach you in networking. And so I was like, well, I should just change the numbers to 8675309.
No.
And then I was like, that'll date me.
I think you should. That would be awesome.
Now that Dana, do you remember that number?
Yeah, I do. I listen to that song just
Now,
as much as
guys,
the rest of us.
for you companies that are listening right now, Kim is in sales and marketing as well, but Kim's going to give us a little bit of an overview of how she mixes the two or uses each one. You guys can hire her for what she's about to tell us. So, Kim, tell us a little bit about what you're looking at. So maybe some of the ideas that you, in job search, you have discovered probably some things that might be not a bad idea for you guys. And hello, Bill Benishek. That is my guys. Bill Benishek is my think tank partner. Me and Bill, we talk about all kinds of stuff. So,
Sounds
hey,
like
Bill.
Belichick.
Okay, get back to Kim. Kim, tell us a little bit about with your background and what you enjoy doing, what fires you up and makes you smile. Well, you're smiling every time I see you. You're like me. But tell us a little bit about Kim, what you're looking for.
So a little bit about Kim is super easy. At the heart of who I am a relationship builder, and I am just a natural born cheerleader. That's how I met Lexie.
You and Lexie were cheerleaders.
Yeah,
weren't
we
you?
were. Yeah, and
Dana,
I love it.
We were in high school together cheerleading. I carried it through to college, but I just love I love
I've
being
got to
part
ask
of a
an
team.
embarrassing question.
No, okay, go ahead.
So, okay, what was y'all's favorite cheer?
Oh, I don't think we can say it on air.
Okay,
yeah,
never
I
mind.
don't know.
We'll slide on past that because
no.
companies are
I would say whip it good.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, or I would have to come with explanation that I don't know that we want to go into here.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that. We're here to talk about what Kim does.
Yeah.
Keep going, Kim.
Yeah, so basically I'm a relationship builder. In my career, I've had basically 4 jobs and I've worked for 4 companies. So I have a marketing background. I've been in key account management, sales, in business development. And so I have a blend. I'm very blessed. I have a blend of understanding kind of the whole process of the sales and marketing function. And what I've learned most importantly is the importance of collaborating with everybody within your organization and with your customers, because if
Okay.
you don't know what's important to them and you don't know what their goals are, then everything clashes and it just doesn't work.
Yes. Hey Kim, now
Yep.
I'm not trying to pigeonhole you, and companies don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I always like to ask people what gets them excited. What areas? Maybe it's
Yeah.
aerospace. For me,
Yeah.
it's anything nerdy like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it is social services. Maybe it's IT services. What areas that puts that smile on Kim's face that we're looking at right now?
So I actually, I really just like working for companies and with products that impact and improve people's lives. Whether,
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
it is making their life better. So I am a huge, huge fan of Burn Boot Camp. They have been very, very instrumental in my life and my mental health. So would love to work for them. Helping their franchise partners grow and develop their businesses. Um, Anything that makes processes better. I'd love to talk to LinkedIn about
Yeah.
making the job
You
seekers
Yeah.
process a lot
Yeah.
better.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, when you go and you put in all your skills, one thing I learned in networking is they say put your top, actually, Terry Sullivan said this, Foster, put your
Okay.
top 5 skills at the top and then alphabetize everything below it. But
Okay.
LinkedIn does not have a feature that allows you to automatically alphabetize the skill set and then pull your top to the. So it takes a lot of time and it's very frustrating. So that's what gets me going is improving
Well,
processes.
and that doesn't surprise me that you said that at all. At all.
Yep,
Kim, you're well, I think you and I get along because of this, but you're a big giver, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew
Almost
that.
to a fault.
And
Almost
Lexie
to a
is
fault.
too.
Yep.
You guys been lifelong friends there and there. So that
Yeah. I
is
mean,
That's why I think that's why, actually,
yeah.
because we are very
yeah.
similar in that manner.
And we have to
Companies
temper ourselves sometimes, right? Because we both like to help people, and you have
Yeah.
to you have to realize that you can't take on other people's problems, but you can help guide them and
Yeah.
provide thought leadership to it. But you can't take those on. And sometimes I want to solve
Right.
everybody's problem, and I have to remind myself that sometimes I got to let people fall.
That's right. I don't
Yeah.
want to tell you guys how long I have been in the talent acquisition game, but I feel comfortable in saying companies, and we got a number of companies that are listening to us right now because I want y'all to meet Kim. I want you to meet Lexie. Remember, Lexie's looking for a job too. She just told us what she's looking for. So, guys, if you hire a Kim, you definitely want to let Kim build those relationships. Go find them and build them. But if you need every company, I think, has a special client or vendor, even in some
Yeah.
cases. And Kim is one of those people you want to get involved in the process because, number one, she's a giver, but Kim has that personality to build that relationship, understand why that relationship needs to be built, and the intricacies of what it is that you're doing. So, as a recruiter, Dana and I tell you guys all the time, if somebody is on this show, they have the Jobfather golden seal of approval. In other words, you've been vetted out. You don't even know you've been vetted out. Dana and I vet. I
That's
drive a
true.
vet.
My
But anyway,
goodness. Yeah.
so you guys, Kim, you want to go and find Kim. Kim, what's the best way we can find you on LinkedIn since there's so many Kim Joneses?
Well, you could just put in my name. There, I think that in the chats, there's the LinkedIn. My background
Oh
is
yeah,
smile
that's right.
right now. So it says smile on my background. So that's how you
Yes.
can find me. I will tell you guys, I'll be honest
What
with
does
you.
SMILE stand for, Kim?
Okay. I've got 2 smiles now, Lex. So SMILE is an acronym I came up with from a personal health perspective. And I think I've shared this, Foster, on the executive call. But it's sleep, move, interact, laugh, and then E to the square, or to the 3. Eat, exercise, and
Okay.
explore. So if you smile every
Ooh.
day as a person, you're usually going to have a pretty good day, both in your
Yeah.
life and in work.
I
Kim, I
love
like
that.
that.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
do.
figured out how to completely market that within my LinkedIn, My
Sure.
LinkedIn's still a hot mess, but I'm working with, actually, I'm working with a connection I made when I went to the Jobseekers Garden Club
Yep.
in St. Louis.
Okay.
There's a gentleman that is
Yay.
a kind of like a prompt engineer guru, and he's been kind enough to give me time. So I'm helping him with a project on building out some of his generative AI, and he's helping me with my LinkedIn.
Oh, I
Now,
love it.
Yeah, it's been very cool.
Kim, you're a Tulsa Golden Hurricane, aren't you?
I am so impressed that you know that. That it's not plural, because I did have an alumni tell me one time it's not Canes, it's Cane.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're very particular about that, Dana.
It's good to know.
And you guys, I
Glad
mentioned
that I
that
learned
because
that.
we've got people all over the place. And one place that we connect, I know I do, is with these colleges. You know, if you went with me, if you went to Baylor, you went to University of North Texas up in Denton, UCLA, or, you know, my mother went to more colleges than I did. My God. But, you know, I kind of have a special place in my heart for folks that went to Baylor. So I am from Waco. I speak Waco, Waco-nese or whatever it is. I don't know. But I tell Dana, I said, Dana, I'm the only person you know that gets excited about going to Waco.
Yes.
Oh, I know.
It's not true.
Unless
So
you're
I
a
know
Baylor
that.
Bear fan.
Yes, I've been a Baylor Bear. That was my first college. And I know that my buddy Cedric Ross is listening out there. So Cedric, we're talking about our world right now. But Kim, guys, is a person that you definitely want to have involved, customer facing. And of course, what she does is customer facing. A lot of times, Kim is the one that goes and finds you guys those niche customers that you're looking to serve. So I can't tell you how much endorsement I have for Kim Jones. Folks, you
Aw.
know me and Kim Jones.
Yeah.
I know one Kim Jones that's the coolest of all.
Well, I would like to be Kim Jones, the sportscaster,
Oh.
but
Oh.
that's not me. But I do love sports.
You
So
know,
I
I
will
can
tell
see
you
that, Kim.
that's my other so I kind of split worlds, right? So I did a lot of I used to work for Pepsi, and I used to do a lot of sports activation with a lot of NFL teams, NHL teams, MLB teams. So I love sports activation, sports development, really, you know, developing consumer events, experiences. So that's kind of the other side of me.
There you go. I can understand that because me and my company that I created is an integral part of FC Dallas. We are
Yeah.
soccer. I used to be a soccer player, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
played.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
What
Dana, I never
position?
told you. Huh? Oh, I was midfield, believe it or not.
Wow.
I was a big old dude out there. That dude looks like he ought to play football, and I did. But
Ah,
I played both footballs, guys. A real football is soccer. So anyway, I just
yeah.
thought I'd throw that out there because
Yep.
Kim said it and made me go in that direction. So Kim worked for Pepsi for a long time. Kim, how long were you at Pepsi?
I was with Pepsi for 18 years.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So
Working in the field.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a great experience. I mean, I it's funny when I go through everything I did. I call Lex a lot of times, and I'm like, wow, I did all this. No wonder I'm tired.
I mean, legitimate, right? I mean,
Yeah.
goodness.
But great experience, you know, so I was fortunate enough to work in the field, working with the bottlers. So understanding how the products are made,
Okay.
you know, forecasting, working with the sales team on innovation launches, working with all sorts of customers as far as whether it's local marketing, retail marketing, prestige marketing, sampling events. So just really a lot of great opportunities. But again, I'll tell you guys, and it's nothing that you guys don't know, you don't hear in business as a whole. I know Lexie's you know, faced this within her organizations is, you know, the key to success in any role. I mean, at the end of the day, every company wants to grow revenue, right? No matter whether it's an HR goal to bring in the right talent, whether it's a sales goal, a marketing goal, an operations goal. At the end of the day, it's really to, you know, make money and take care of your customers. And, what I have found is to do that, you just got to build really great relationships and, align on everybody's goals, understand what everybody's facing, and then just have clear communication. And if you do that, that's kind of like the winning sauce to
Oh,
to
yeah.
uh,
Secret
to
sauce.
succeeding.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer of that.
Kim, you know what? As I
I
listen to
love
you
it.
talk, I'm thinking about things, and I know you're way ahead of me because of the area that you in. Have you checked out Coca-Cola? I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I could
sure
never
you
do that.
have. Yeah.
My friends would kill me. I badgered them for years
I
to
know.
get
I was
Pepsi.
just thinking about that. I went to you were mentioning a sampling event before I went, and there were 5 samples, and I chose Pepsi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, guys, what about this, Kim? Have you been looking, and I'm pretty sure you have because some of the networks that you're involved with, I'm involved with, the food industry.
Yeah, no, so I saw where Mez has in here target companies.
Uh-huh.
For me, what it is I really have to be passionate about the industry and about the product. It really just has to resound with me because
And that makes
then,
sense, yeah.
and then make it from there. So, what really drove my success within Pepsi was the partnerships that I supported, the
Okay.
channel partnerships. So, for instance, like I am not a grocery shopper. I hate going to the grocery store. It's just not my thing. So I could do grocery promotions, but going to the convenience and gas channel where you go in and you just grab your drink and walk out, that was more kind of like my speed. So focusing on the channel and the customers, and again the sports activation, I was really into sports. So that's, as long as I
Oh.
identify with the product and the service that we're providing, then that's what makes me really successful. So when I look at the CPG space, I'm not ruling out what I've done in the past, but what really excites me is like the technology
Yeah,
that
yeah,
will help
okay.
the bottlers and the sales team and the operations team work more efficiently.
Kim, I got another idea because
Yeah.
I helped an executive land last year there, and I've got a number of other connections over there. Red Bull.
Yes.
I am a big Formula One fan, and I
You
had to
are
use.
all racing, really, Buster.
Yes.
You
I
love all
well,
racing.
true, yeah, drag racing, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I had to use
Rockets.
the bass in my voice when I said that. But Red Bull, Kim, oh my goodness, if they have an opportunity there, let's you and I talk.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm excited. They're a big sponsor of F1 all over the world, and they obviously are
Mm-hmm.
global. And Kim, because of what she does, Kim is global. I'm quite sure that's safe to say. And it's just a good company. The people that I know that have worked there for a while. One lady went back, um, and you know what? I am the glue that introduces people. You know that.
You
And
are.
so if you
Yeah.
see something there, then we got to do something about it.
Okay. Gives you
Yeah.
wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Not sure I
Yeah.
need any more energy drink.
Not you Detroit Red
No,
Wings.
I get it. I get me too. Everyone's
Right.
like,
But in
"What?
that
How do you
marketing side,
do?"
Kim's got a lot of experience in that marketing side. Because when she mentioned sampling events, you guys would be surprised how powerful sampling events are. I didn't realize it until I participated in one.
What'd you do?
A sample. I
I know,
went
but
through.
like, did you hand the sample or were you sampling it yourself?
I was sampling
Yeah,
it
well, we
myself,
know
and
he
then
was
and
sampling
then
it
we
himself.
they
He was
had
the
us
sampler.
after we sample. They put us on a big screen. This was at a drag racing event. They
Yeah.
put us on a big screen to explain why we chose who we chose.
Yeah.
It was real
Really?
cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
I
Right
have
out
to
here in
tell you
Texas
one
Motor Speedway.
I have to tell you one fun story. So a long time ago, when CRMS first came out, I was in Oklahoma. We had just there was what's her name, Faith Hill concert, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Okay.
we exit sampled Sierra Mist in cans at the end of her concert. And I will tell you, for 2 minutes straight, this is all I did. is just hand out cans to people, and then they were gone. I mean, our team, like, all we did was look down. It went so fast.
Wow.
It was crazy. I've
Wow.
never done live product sampling like that. Like, just where
Was
people are
it
just
fun though,
grabbing.
or was it stressful?
Honestly, Dana, all I did, I mean, it was my head was just down the whole time. I couldn't even see the people I was handing it to because so many people wanted it. But it was fun.
Wow.
Yeah. It was unique. So
Wow.
it was memorable.
Interesting. But it does sound memorable. Something to experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do want to share with the whole, everybody listening. First of all, Foster, thanks for including Lexie and I on this, because
Oh, we're going to have you guys back. After y'all get a job, I want to get you guys back on.
Yeah, but the one thing I want to share with everybody, especially if you're a job seeker, is I will tell you right now, I don't have my story 100% down, right? And I am putting myself in positions that make me do things. So, for instance, Foster asked us to join this show. Lexie's a little bit more understanding of what she wants, and I'm a little bit less understanding of what I want. I know where I want to show up, but what I would encourage job seekers is network, keep going to things, keep talking to people, because the power of networking, whether you're doing it in person or virtual, it's just giving you perspective and information, and most importantly, it's giving you confidence that, and Dana, you mentioned this, right? When you lost your job, you were kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm lost, what am I doing? And when you network,
it was so scary.
Yeah, when you network, it just gives you a sense of bearings and resources and information. And so I can't talk enough about networking. Call the people you know, ask for help,
Kim, I'm glad you said that, because I get people ask me all the time.
And definitely don't ever hesitate.
When people
Go ahead,
when
Foster,
when
sorry.
people get of course, with my name, when companies lay people off, I get a lot of people from all over the world that are told, oh, you need to connect with the Jobfather, and they say Foster knows everybody. Y'all, I don't know everybody, but I know Dana, and between me, Dana, and Mez, it's covering about 80%. No, I'm kidding. but guys, you're absolutely right, Kim. This networking thing, the number one thing you can do in job search, guys, is get out and network. Get out from behind the computer and meet people, shake hands, kiss the babies, all that stuff that they say.
Shake the babies, kiss the hands.
Don't shake
and pay it forward.
Yes, pay it forward. Guys, I would have never met Lexie if it wasn't for Kim. And
I love it.
Oh, Kim's up there in Philly area, because on her LinkedIn it says Philadelphia, and that gets my attention because I have just driven through Philadelphia. I've never spent any time there. So,
does that mean you're an Eagles fan?
I am a Cowboys fan living in Eagles territory. It is rough.
Oh boy, is that like you have to have like bodyguards at all time?
No, but I've been fortunate enough to work with enough the sports teams that I have an appreciation for all the Northeast teams.
Absolutely.
Kim, do you like
I'm there
OU?
with you.
Huh?
Do you like OU? I don't know if it's safe for you being a Golden Hurricane.
No. My husband's a Longhorn. He's a
now,
guy.
Now we're talking.
Now that's the number one school. There we go.
Now we're talking.
And just to be fair, this is Lexie and I too, because we are Longhorns.
yeah, we're Longhorns as well.
Welcome. That's right.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yep.
That's right. Y'all, it's funny that probably my number one school that I support is Texas when it comes to football. And I tried to go to Texas and I was rejected. And I'm still a Texas fan, so that's how powerful Texas marketing is. And Kim, we are really, really excited to have both of you guys on here. But Dana, if I were to be in a networking event and I were to hear Kim talk, I would have an affinity to want to get to know Kim better. Kim, you may not have your story together, but there is an affinity that you have about your personality that is absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
You and Lexie.
Yeah,
we're not putting. Well, oh my God, you guys are like sisters. Jeez.
Yeah,
people think that.
And telling us all about St. Louis.
Yes, I've known Kim a long time.
So next Friday, guys, next Friday, We'll be back here. I hear the music. Thank you, Lexie. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Dana.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Lexie.
Thank you, Tiffany. See you then.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio. Attention all business owners and creative minds.